Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Also, I said hit it with a bam, and that's definitely not a saying. It's go out with a bang. We'll just bleep that out. What's up, Candy Fam? My name is Nate, that's David, and this is the Talking Candy Weekly Update. Every week, we sit down and take a look at everything going on in the world of candy and give you an idea of what you should be paying attention to. While David and I each have collections of our own, this is not financial advice. We are just here to have a good time. David, another week at Titans. We got new All-Star packs coming up, a whole bunch of stuff. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Still no Giants. I'm gonna keep bringing that up until they finally give me my Giant Titans. So I honestly, with everything else that's been happening in Candy, I'd almost forgotten there were Titans this week, particularly because there were none for me.
Yeah,
Uh,
we've got a lot going on. I got another Red Sox, well, kind of a Red Sox with Christian Vasquez, um, which I noticed they changed his number to his new number, even though he obviously has a jersey number on in that video. But anyways, we've got the 2022 All-Star set that is set to be released next week. We're going to talk about that. It's going to be a huge part of the show tonight. We've also got an updated roadmap, which is pretty exciting. Something we're going to take a look at and even kind of give our knee-jerk reactions. I've glanced at it, haven't taken a super close look at it. And then you're gonna rip a few packs because you completed some challenges. You just had a few packs airdropped, and you're gonna share it with the world. So do some pack rips as well. But first, we are going to take a look at what is a developing story. No, not really, but the first active listings of any Candy World Series token. I believe the first one was yesterday. Was it yesterday or today that it was first listed?
I saw one yesterday, and then I saw that same one. It was number 8 that got
Okay.
listed yesterday, got relisted again today.
So this number 8 right here was relisted today for 38,000, and somebody else jumped in on the fun and listed number 4 recently for 34,700. So these are the first two sightings in the wild. We saw somebody pull one. We saw Jeff Rathgaber pull one, and we are aware of a few other people that have pulled them. But this is the first time we've seen one actually in the marketplace. It's pretty cool.
Well, and the most recent one pulled, you did tweet this out. It was pulled from someone who received one of the free packs last Friday for being one of the most prolific Tide Minters last week.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice little reward for some free packs that you got for being heavily involved. A nice pull there. It's still super intriguing to find out what these are going to be used for. Obviously, something World Series related, but I imagine that it's going to be cooler than we are thinking it's going to be. So hopefully it is. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. It's a pretty cool concept. So we'll see what happens with those. Just wanted to show that. But let's start by let's jump into the All-Star set, and we'll start with a little tease here. We've got the 2022 All-Star set is going to consist of the 80 people or 80 players, similar to or exactly the same as the 21 All-Star set. So we've got an example of a legendary right here with J-Rod, and yeah, it's going to be small mint counts. And let's pull up some of the actual info here.
And that was clean, and it is the legendary, but there is a crispness to this set
Mm-hmm.
that I think does distinguish it from last year's All Star set as well.
Agreed. So we've got another very unique drop here, and feel free to jump in on anything if you need to make any corrections. I've only read through this once or twice here, and it's a pretty lengthy drop. There's a lot going on here. So we've got two different editions similar to the Hall of Fame drop, where we've got the blue edition coming in the form of a 3 icon pack and the gold edition coming in the form of a 10 icon pack. And we've got drastically different prices for each of these. So the blue edition, you've got a very small chance at an epic, no chance at legendary. The gold edition is where the legendaries live. and you're also guaranteed a rare icon. And because of all of this, and obviously the volume of the players that you're going to be receiving, the blue edition is going to range from 15 at early access to $25 at general sale, and the gold edition is going to range from 125 at early access to 150 during general sale. So this is also the first time that we've had a different price point for early access. And in addition to that, early access is going to be a full 24 hours as opposed to a single hour, which is what we have traditionally seen. And the extended early access is something that we've talked about on here. It's something that you had the idea of pretty early on, and cool to see yet another iteration of a candy product using a different format, a different concept, and it'll be cool to see how people react to it. So what are your thoughts on this format?
Well, I like the comparison with the Hall of Fame packs because Hall of Fame did come with those 10 packs and those 4 packs, and in this case we've got gold and blue with 10 and 3 apiece. Um, the the thing that makes them the most similar to the Hall of Fame set is that there is a disparity in terms of what you're going to be getting from those larger, more expensive packs. And it says right there, in the blue edition and the smaller packs, there are no legendaries, and the chance of getting an epic is small. It just says it right up front, and so you will be getting less, you know, overall, just less rarity overall from those blue packs. But they made a correction because one thing that we saw with the Hall of Fame packs is they were charging the same price per icon, regardless of which pack. You bought a 4 pack, you spent $25 per icon. You bought a 10 pack, you spent $25 per icon. And so that really made that disparity in what they had inside very clear, and it made those 4 packs much less desirable, even though they had those Griffey chasers inside, or inserts, I should say. But with this, we see a price difference in terms of how much you're paying per icon. If we disregard early access, if we just look at the general access prices, you're paying $15 an icon for the 10 packs, the gold, and you're paying a little over $8 per icon for the blue. And so you're not paying the same price per card. You're getting a bit of a bargain on those blues. And so you still have that upside of those tricons. It's going to be interesting to see how those get valued. It just adds just this unique aspect to each pack you rip. But you're also not paying pound for pound the same amount per icon. And so personally, I think the gold will still be more desirable. The fact that they have all the legendaries and most of the epics is going to carry a lot of weight, but they offset it. They gave us, they iterated, as you said, on those smaller packs, and they just made them, not as obviously a losing play as they were in the Hall of Fame set. And so I think there's a reason to rip blues at that price point.
Yeah, so I'm curious what you think about the how this bonus Tricon is being rolled out. Do you think that every pack gets one, or do you think it's a you might get it? Because I'm reading this
No,
as every pack gets one.
every pack
Okay.
is getting a Tricon, and effectively, it is just like a unique receipt almost for the pack that you ripped.
Hmm.
And so, if you rip a pack that has, a Trout, Otani, and J Rod in that blue pack, you're gonna get a pretty sweet Tricon showing the contents of that pack. And the fact that every pack gets one, it's gonna make them less rare, but each one has the possibility of being unique
Right.
because they're gonna, it's gonna be very difficult for anyone to get the same 3 players. And our understanding is that they're going to reflect rarity as well.
Mm.
And so you're not gonna get a perfect match from anyone else. And so the Tricon that you get should be unique to your pack. It's
Yeah.
very unlikely that we're going to see that many repeats. I've been trying to work the math out on that, me and a couple other guys on Discord, just to see how likely it is that there's any, same tricons at all. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think some will have value, those top tier players. If you get 3 of them in the same pack, then that could give that tricon value. But a lot of them are just going to be for you. They're going to be, you ripped this pack. This is your Tricon. This is your receipt of what you got.
Yeah, definitely a lot of them will be whatever, just a cool collectible, but some of them are going to be, to your point, that luck of the draw, three really cool guys, or imagine somebody pulls like three Sotos in one pack and you get a triple, a tricon of, it could happen. We've seen multiple of the same player pulled, so we'll see what happens
Mm-hmm.
there. The tricon is a very cool concept. Again, just all different layers, different elements, and we haven't even touched on the fact that we already have both burning and collection challenges for this set going into the drop day. So, learning from past failures and past successes here, we're seeing people have enjoyed more fanfare around a drop and knowing exactly what they're buying into, why they're buying it, and what the whole ecosystem is behind it, and they're doubling down on that here with not only collection challenge but also burning challenge. And so let's talk about now, just to quickly, we'll hit these numbers here. We've got 800 of the blue edition packs available during pre-sale, and 100 of the gold edition packs, so very very few of those. And then we will have a remaining 6200 blue edition and 2600 gold edition for general sale. So the vast majority of packs are going on sale to GA as opposed to early access. A very small percentage going to early access, and as stated, there will be a full 24 hours that those early access packs have been put into circulation prior to general sale becoming available. So the ability to obtain early access is extremely difficult, especially for the gold edition, which, as we just discussed, is the superior product here. It's the much higher chance of getting something very rare. It's the only way to get a legendary. It's effectively the only way to get an epic. Yes, some people will hit epics and blues, but it's not something worth holding your breath on. So for the blue edition, anybody holding a all-star commemorative ticket or a home run derby commemorative ticket, those were 10-20 bucks when the announcement happened. The last I checked, they were around 40, probably sitting around there. Maybe they've crept up more. So that's relatively affordable if you want to get some blue edition early access. But in terms of gold edition, it's near impossible. This is by far the highest bar that's been set for early access so far. And even though I'm not included in either one of these bullet points, I think that this is pretty cool. I like it. I think that there should be drops like this that have an elite tier of access to it. So we've got both holders of one-of-one legendaries from the 2021 All-Star set, but also holders of complete sets of the 2021 All-Star, including the Chaser. So this is people that did the set, got the Chaser, and didn't sell off either piece. So you're still holding all 80 All-Stars, or 81 I think it was, and as well as the Otani Chaser. So if you're holding all 82 of those items for the snapshot being taken on September 16th at 5 p.m. Eastern, you will receive early access, as well as anybody holding a one-of-one. You hit both bullet points. You've got your Kyle Gibson over your shoulder there in the background, as well as completing the All-Star set, which you did back in January. So what's your take on this?
Well, I'm glad to be getting something for that set. I'm not really getting per se. I'm still gonna have to pay for those gold packs, but I like the fact that it is a smaller, more exclusive group, particularly since we have that 24-hour window. That gives us some amount of time to decide what we want to do. And at this point, we're not sure how many people are going to be qualifying for that gold early access. We believe it'll be less than 100, and so anyone who does qualify, who's going to be ready when early access starts, shouldn't have any problem getting at least one of the gold packs. And same with the blue packs. If you qualify by having one of those commemorative tickets and you're online once it's going live, it is just one pack per transaction. And so, they both should sell out pretty quickly, but it shouldn't be within the first minute. And well, maybe the gold. But that should give people who are ready time to get their hands on those early packs and then they'll have at that point 24 hours to decide if they're ripping or if they're going to leverage that early access to give someone else a chance to rip. And I like it. I like the qualifications they set. Um, it was just, they turned kind of a spotlight onto those commemorative tickets with the blue edition, but they made it specifically the ones about the All Star game in the All Star week. And so it's related to the set. It's not just any commemorative ticket, which would have opened it up to too many people and would have made it, effectively not in early access at all. It would have just been access, as we've said before, if they'd done that. And so it just seems very focused, and it makes sense.
Yeah, I really like the fact that the qualification is related to the product itself, and they haven't had the luxury of doing that yet because we haven't had a repeat product yet. This is the first time that we've gotten into, we're getting into year 2 here, which is crazy to think about, but we're getting into year 2 of Candy baseball product, and because of that, they have the ability to point attention to the product from the prior year, as well as some new product that they did that was attached literally to the event this year a couple months ago. So really like the execution on this. I just like it conceptually. It's a nice way to commemorate the All-Star game, to utilize the previous product, and to reward big collectors in a big way. I think that, that gold pack early access is going to sell out immediately, and then it's going to be only product out there for 24 hours. And I would imagine that the gold edition packs sell out relatively quickly in general access as well. So just to get hands on some of those early on is a nice reward for people that have committed to candy products in a big way. So no problem with that. Even as somebody that is not getting it, I think that it's a cool concept. Do I wish I had early access? Of course, but it is what it is. And then what I also teased was that we've got challenges already. So not only is there a full set collection challenge, which has become pretty standard in Candyland, but we've also got round 2 of burning challenges. So we're currently in the middle of burning for the Titan burning from the 2022 Leadoff set, but now we've got some burning challenges for the All-Star set, and I actually have not even read into this, so I'm going to let you take over here if you've already got this under your
Okay.
belt.
Yes. So the burning challenge, it's not going to be exactly like the Titans. The total amount of burning that will occur is going to be smaller in scale. And that's fine because the set itself is smaller in scale. I don't think we touched on this yet, but the mint counts for this year's All Star set are actually slightly smaller than last year's mint counts. Only 388 cores, only 117 uncommons, 57 rares, basically across the board, 25 epics, still the one legendary, just a few less mints per rarity than we saw in last year's set. And I think this speaks to Candy trying to keep the set smaller, trying to keep it even with the current demands of the product. That they don't want to see an oversupply issue like we saw with the leadoff set. And I didn't feel like the Hall of Fame set was badly sized at all, but there's a lot of people who feel that was oversupplied as well. I hope long term it won't be, but well, getting off topic here. The point is the 2022 All Star set is slightly smaller than last year's, and there's just not going to be a whole lot there to burn. What will be there to burn is 10 of the players will not have epics found in packs. Those epics will only be available as part of the Burning Challenge. And that's going to be Alec Manoa, Clayton Kershaw, Garrett Cole, Jose Ramirez, Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Nolan Arenado, Pete Alonso, Rafael Devers, sorry, Nate, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Those 10 players will only have epics available by burning. And similar to Titans, you'll be burning some points of those players and some points of anyone else. And it's going to follow the same scale in terms of points per rarity, but you only have to burn 50 points total. 6 of them have to be from the player, and 44 have to be from anyone else. And so burning those 50 points, the 44 and the 6, that will get you one of the 25 epics for those 10 players. And so there's only going to be 250 burns total, just 25 epics across the 10 players. And so it's going to be some burning, and maybe some players will get burned more than others. But I think what we're going to see is just the least desirable players, maybe the dozen or so of the least desirable players, will all be used across the board for those other 44 points, and then it'll just be the 6 points of those 10 players, and we're not going to see too much burned overall. Not like we're seeing with the Titans, where significant percentages are being burned of some players.
Gotcha. Makes sense. And so is the reward going to be randomized? You won't know which of the 10 players you're going to receive?
I I don't know. I think at this point we assume that there's going to be a burn for each of the 10 players because you have to burn 6 of their
Oh, right. You
points.
just, okay, sorry. You
Yeah,
just said that you need to pick
right.
that player. Okay. Which
But
means that the certain ones will probably mint out very, very quickly.
right, there's still questions in terms of, only being 25 of them. How are they going to decide which 25 people are going to be lucky enough to burn for the Arenado
Mm-hmm.
epics? There's going to be more than 25 people waiting in line, and are they going to have all those queues concurrently on the same day? There's things that they're going to need to work out, or at least explain to us before that begins, because with the Titans, we've seen that with 100 of them and with the more points that it requires, there's enough time to get the burning done with the current amount of demand.
Mm-hmm.
But with only 25, it's going to be much more difficult, we think.
Makes sense. And then, so the other thing that's really cool about what's happening here is that this is all going down the same week as the pack drop. So
Mm-hmm.
they're keeping it all condensed into a jam-packed week of all-star action. So you've got the burning starting on Wednesday after the packs drop to general access on Tuesday. So you've got early access on Monday of next week,
Mm-hmm.
general access on Tuesday, burning starts on Wednesday and concludes on Friday. And then the full set collection challenge that gets kicked out into mid-November. So you've got 2 months to do that. So that's a little bit further out, but the burning challenge itself is all week of, and then it will be done. So I like that. I think that that's a good design. Keep the focus on it when it's happening. Lots of excitement around it, around the drop, people wanting the cards, and then ultimately having the icons land in the collections of people who really want to be collecting those particular players.
Mm-hmm.
Is, I think that people are going to be burning for things that they want, and they're going to be ripping and buying and selling things that they want, and it's a very limited product overall. So hopefully it turns out that there's a fair amount of demand there.
And I really like that they added the epic rarity for the full set. That's going to be out of my price range. I will be going for the full set again, I believe, at least a core. I think should be very attainable. But I like that the epic full set is an option because I can think of offhand 3 or 4 people who will be going for that, and we might only see 5 full sets of the epics created, but more power to them. Those 5 individuals, they will deserve to have that incredibly rare chaser, that epic reward, whatever it happens to be, for their full epic set.
Yeah, so collecting all 80 of the all-star icons will result in the base reward, and then the all 80 in epic rarity will receive the epic reward. And to your point, that's going to be extremely difficult to do because 10 of those players, which we just talked about, are coming from burning only. So,
Mhm.
and we can only imagine that all that burning is going to be happening simultaneously. It's going to be crazy. There's going to have to be some purchases made on the secondary to execute on that set. I can only imagine. So seeing who does that and the quantity at which it's completed will be really cool to see. And to your point, that is going to presumably end up being one of the lowest mint count items to date within this candy
Mhm.
ecosystem. So hopefully it's something really cool, and good luck to anybody that's looking to execute on that. So You got anything else on the All Star stuff, or should we jump into the updated roadmap?
I think that's it. I mean, I'm excited. I'm nervous about this set, but I think that I think that they're doing a lot of things that were requested in terms of the scale, in terms of the features,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of getting us this information ahead of time. They're not telling us about the set or the burning, a month after the fact. We knew it up front, and they've given us dates, and that's all feedback that's been thrown at Candy for the past 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way with the Hall of Fame set, where they iterated and they made it smaller and more focused, and they made this set smaller and more features and more details, and it's just another step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. 100%. 100% agree. All right, let's jump into the roadmap. And roadmap has long been a topic of discussion. It's a topic of discussion in every Web3 project. What have you done for me lately and what's coming up soon? And so this is a welcomed update that was just released today on Tuesday, September 13th. And it was broken out into 4 segments: early fall, late fall, winter, and 2023 and beyond. And these are the first 2 slides here, obviously, for the fall. So just going in order here, because I know not everybody is watching, some people are listening. For early fall product releases, we've got the 2022 All-Star Icon Series, which we just discussed at length. We've got Play of the Day and commemorative tickets continuing to come out for the remainder of the season. And we've got the 2022 Candy Sweet Futures Football and Dynamic Challenge coming out. So assume that is coming out very soon with the start of the college football season. Those are the 3 product releases for early fall. In terms of challenges, we're going to see the All-Star Bracket Challenge, which is already happening right now. Forgot to mention that, but a bracket that people can go in and vote on their favorite icon, same as how a March Madness bracket works, as well as the All-Star Burning and Full Set Challenges, which we just discussed. So those are the 2 challenge elements. And then features that are going to be seen in the very near future. We're going to be looking at a candy showcases within the collection, being able to customize your collection and create showcases of your favorite NFTs, something that we've been begging for, hoping for, wanting for a while now. Super exciting. It's going to be really fun to be able to interact with our collectibles on a more enjoyable level like that. There's also going to be a candy loyalty program, version 1, and engagement rewards, version 1. As well as random serialization for open edition products. I am not particularly a fan of that, but there are a lot of people that have been calling for a long time. I think that first come, first serve serialization is a nice division of many different product drops, so bummed to see that go. It's well known that you and I like hunting those cereals. It's fun to do. And I know that there's a lot of people that join in on that action as well. So I'll be sad to see that go. The Candy loyalty program and the engagement rewards, this is really interesting to see what that ends up being. We've been looking for, different ways to, whether it be, I don't know if this is going to be collector score per se or some variation of it, but it'll be interesting to see what those 2 bullet points ultimately look like. And feel free to jump in if you have any thoughts on any of these.
I'm not sure if it'll be a collector score. I feel like they would have used those words in that order if that's something we were going to see with one of those bullet points, just because that's a concept people can wrap their heads around, because it's something that they're familiar with the NBA Top Shot collector score.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that that's something that there's a lot of demand for from Candy. But then I'm not sure how else a loyalty program will work. At some point, you're going to have to put some amount of weight to someone's collection to decide what to reward and how much to reward. And
Right.
so there's a lot that we still don't know. Uh, I do really like this early fall, segment. These are all exciting things that could be right around the corner, or at least should be, with fall starting in another week or so. But there's just so many different ways that we can interpret what a loyalty program and engagement rewards might mean.
Right.
As far as the random serialization, you know, I like going for those early mints, and sometimes I'll even try my hand at going for the final mint of the night, trying to get that perfect play of the day. And so that's something that I have enjoyed doing, but the writing has also been on the wall for some time.
For sure.
There has been a very vocal group of people who don't like that. I'm curious to see if they're gonna start participating now that it's changing, or if they were just being vocal to be vocal and won't be participating anyways. So I'll be keeping my eye out for that to see if that even changes. How many people are minting each day? Uh, but if it's what the community wants, then that's what Candy should give them. So I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, fair enough. I just enjoy the rush of it. I think it's fun to
Yeah.
get there right when the product drops and try and buy it as fast as possible. But agreed, the writing has been on the wall, and it is what it is. That's just things are always going to be changing, and that's just fine. So late fall, we've got 4 product releases. We've got the inevitable 2022 World Series champion, which will be commemorated in a candy collection. So we will await to see which team that is based around. We'll also have Stranger Things collection number 2, and so I know that that's something that you'll be looking forward to. And there's definitely a new user base within Candy that embraced the Stranger Things collection. So it'll be cool to see what that looks like. We will also have iteration number 2 of the Uncut Diamond set. So we are about to see the 2022 All-Star set as the first kind of repeat product that Candy has gone through a second cycle on, and then we will also in the near future see the Uncut Diamonds get repeated as well, presumably with very low mint counts and something similar to last year, maybe one player from each team. We'll see. And then, as has been discussed in Discord and stated in announcements, there will be repackaged vaulted leadoff packs. Don't know exactly what form those are going to come in terms of contents, volume of cards, contents, guaranteed rarities, things of that nature. Hopefully they repackage it in a way that is more desirable and at a reasonable price point. It'll be interesting to see what the kind of proposition value is there with Titan Burning
Mhm.
completed and the season coming to a close. Will they be sold for very cheap? That would be detrimental to the cards that are already in circulation. We see rares and epics with really high prices right now, so hopefully that's handled with care. It'll be very interesting to see what we get for new information on that and how they intend to release those. But it does seem, based on Discord discussion, that they're going to wait to do that until Titan Burning is completed, which is also something that we've been asking for, not just you and I, but the community at large. So those are the product releases coming in the late fall. And then additional features, looking to see the on-site collection challenges. So showing all of these collections that have been talked about over the last year, being able to actually visualize those, I assume is what that means.
Mhm.
Being able to actually execute on them, fill them in, and show that you've got the badge of completion in some way, as well as crypto wallet connectivity and USDC withdrawals. So right now we've got USDC deposits that you can do, but obviously expanding on the interconnectivity with crypto wallets and crypto payments will be a move in the right direction for allowing people to get more involved with Candy. So I don't know if you've got anything specific on those before we jump into the next slide.
With Stranger Things, I hope they give us another interactive component because I think that was a big selling point for a lot of the people who did turn up. They did sell those mystery boxes after the interactive puzzles were done, but it was the puzzles themselves that drew people in. And it was, the fact that it took several weeks of showing back up for the new puzzle and working as a community and brainstorming. And I think that was a big part of it, and something that's just a simple here's a new product, buy it please, that might not resonate with the same people who were drawn here by the puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope that's part of it. Even if it's not, I'm always blown away by the content that the Candy design team can make. So I'm sure they're going to be giving us something cool. and that will still have appeal. But I think it would be a miss if they don't include some type of interactivity, because that's what brought them here in the first place. As far as the uncut diamonds, yeah, I hope it's well. I think they'll be taking information from how the next couple weeks go with the new All Star set, and I think that will guide how they perform or how they tweak the uncut diamond set. But at this point, I have high hopes for the All Star set, and so if they just give us a very similar setup with the uncut diamonds, a month later or whenever, a month or two later, then I'll be pretty happy with that as well. And with the repackaged leadoff packs, um, that's another kind of loaded phrase that could mean a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they could take the cores out and sell us packs that have nothing but uncommons, rares, and epics. They could shuffle them. They could make them larger. They could sell us one card at a time. They have the freedom to take all the icons in the still vaulted packs and rearrange them in any possible way to to make it work the second time around. But I am glad that they're waiting until the Titan burning will be over.
Mm-hmm.
That is another reason why I'd like them to burn more than 10 Titans a week. So we're not waiting quite as far. But I guess if the new packs aren't going to be ready till mid-November, then it won't matter if we're still burning in mid-November. Um, as far as the features coming up, I do have a point to make about the USDC withdrawals, but I do need to save that until the next page. So I'm going to
Okay.
put a pin in that and come back to it.
All right. So let's jump into the next two segments, which are winter, as well as 22-3 and beyond. So in winter, we are looking at the MLB 2021 candy jerseys. I'm not sure if that's meant to say 2022 or if that means that they're going to finally make good on what the 21 jerseys are meant to be. I know that the
Yes.
22 jerseys are also supposed to be a thing. When they made the 21 jerseys, they said they'd make a jersey each year. But do you have confirmation that that's what that means, is following through on what the 21
Yes,
jerseys are?
it's following up on the 21 jerseys, and so it is some type of product that will incorporate those jerseys in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
We still won't know what that means until winter, and so that could be December through February at this point. But hopefully, it's something that they're giving us before the end of the year. But it will involve those 21 jerseys we've been holding on to.
Okay. So we've got that. We've got an Icon series coming for WWE, which I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to. So far, we've had simpler drops, open mint, and kind of commemorative of specific wrestlers, but this will be more like the cards, the baseball cards, presumably baseball icons. We're also going to see a Getty Images platform launch. So who knows what that means or what that will look like, but very, very much looking forward to seeing that. Always exciting to see some new element of what's going on and what that could potentially be. And then in terms of challenges for the winter, we will be seeing Racing Burning Challenge and the Candy Collection challenges for prior series. So Racing getting a little revitalization. Haven't seen much going on with that. Adding some burning challenges to that, as well as it looks like some collection challenges for prior series that didn't necessarily get that treatment yet.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add on this page. I'm excited about Getty Images because it's the image archives,
Mm-hmm.
and so we still don't know exactly how much Candy has access to or what that partnership entails. But the sky is the limit, and so there could be some pretty incredible collections that come up as a result of that partnership.
Agreed. So this 2023 and onward slide is definitely the most intriguing. There's some significant stuff on here, some very exciting items, and 2023 is only 4 months away. So it's not that far to assume that we would have at least some of these things happening in the not so distant future. But just kind of going through this list, and then we can go back and touch in detail on anything specifically, but features in 2023 and onward: collection utility and gamification, hugely intriguing. Enhanced my collection features, enhanced security features like multi-factor authentication. Been looking for that for a while. ACH deposits and payouts, enhanced secondary market search tools, auctions and offers, something we've talked about on here, collection and challenge badging, enhanced data visualization, gifting and transferring. That's huge. Surprised to see that on here. Enhanced profile personalization. So some really significant items on here, things that have been huge buzzwords, huge topics of discussion, things that have been said, topics that have been, yeah, we hear you, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now, which understandable in some elements, but some of these things are really important. Multi-factor authentication is really important. That needs to be here. We've got people with substantial collections worth substantial money, and it's only being held behind a single password. So multi-factor authentication is a huge one. Collection utility and gamification. Again, we've talked about how thinking outside the box when it comes to gamification. No, Candy is not going to be the fantasy baseball provider the way that So Rare is, but that doesn't mean that there aren't a lot of different ways to utilize these cards and gamify them in different ways to be able to create sets and lineups and challenges, et cetera, et cetera. So lots of things to be excited about for the potential there. Enhanced my collection features. Already expressed how excited I am about the showcase element from the last page there. Auctions and offers, something that I put on my wish list a while ago. Love to be able to put out offers, open a dialogue with a seller. People list things all the time. Doesn't necessarily mean that's the end all be all price. We all know this from regular negotiations, right? That's part of collecting. That's part of baseball cards. So auctions and offers is a really, really exciting way to start to open up the ways in which people can acquire cards and NFTs and going at that from different angles. So, man, I could probably get excited about every bullet on this list, but clearly there was something that you wanted to specifically talk about. So lay it on me.
Well, you hit it already. It was enhanced security features, multi-factor authentication. The fact that we're getting this after USDC withdrawals is bad. It is not a good thing. The fact that it's just a single password protecting someone's account, and now it will be possible at some point in late fall to withdraw cryptocurrency, that could go very badly for anyone who's holding a lot of candy balance and has their account compromised. You know, currently the only way to withdraw funds is with a bank wire. And so you have to put in your banking information. It has to match the information of yours that you authenticated your account with. So you can't put someone else's bank account on your account. And so at the very least, someone getting access to my account wouldn't be able to withdraw funds into their bank. But if someone got access to my account after they add the USDC withdrawals, unless they have some type of safeguard that they haven't mentioned yet, that could be problematic. And that's why we need that multi-factor authentication before we put in these ease of access to withdraw funds from the account. Because once someone has $20,000 of candy balance withdrawn from their account as crypto, it's gone. It's not coming back. And so hopefully they have something in mind to protect accounts from that. But if they have something that would be sufficient protection, then it would be something like a text message or an email or something else that would, hopefully a text message, or some type of authenticator app, because an email won't cut it. If someone accesses your account, they could probably just as easily get into your email and verify that as well. And so, of everything that came out on this roadmap, the fact that they've pushed the security features as far back as they have and put kind of dangerous features in front of them with that ease of withdrawal is, I think, my biggest criticism of what we've seen. And there's a lot of good stuff here. I know some people were expecting more specific dates and deadlines, and instead they've given us quarters. But I think quarters is fine. I think knowing what's coming in fall and in winter, it still puts them on the clock. It still
Hmm.
holds them accountable to a specific window of time. For the 2023 and onward, maybe I would have liked to see that broken up in terms of the first and second half of the year, just to get some idea of where their priorities are. And even if that changes, because we can be flexible to small changes, but uh, but that's the thing that is just kind of the glaring black eye to me, is that enhanced security features taking as long as it's going to take.
Yeah.
Everything else you mentioned is great. I can't wait for auctions and offers. I can't wait for gifting and transferring. I think that will be a good way to get people involved. I've got relatives who I would love to just say, hey, I've been holding on to these extra players. I know you love this team. Set up an account. I'll give one to you. And I think I think that has the potential to expand the user base with those giftings and transferring. But that's my piece. That's my rant over. That's where I stand as far as where Candy I think fell short with this roadmap.
Yeah, I think that we can all agree that security features are extremely important, especially for big collections, collections that could be targeted. So, agree with you that it's super important, and hopefully is on the early end of that list. Uh, you know, there's a lot to be excited about on here. My the little red flag that gets raised for me is the bullet for collection and challenge badging. I don't like that it just says collection and challenge badging. I think that
Mhm.
we need to see debut badges for different sets. A guy's first icon, a guy's first play of the day, things of that nature point to, you know, when is the origin product going to get pointed at again?
Mhm.
When? When is that going to happen? Because I've got a whole lot of cores that are worth $7 each now that I could have sold for a lot of money a few months ago. And I'm not saying that I don't understand the risks that come with holding, and I'm not saying that I expect it to ever go back to what it was. We were in a crazy moment there, and that's not what I'm saying. But there's got to be something more coming for this badging and pointing towards the origin product. And the way that that's worded scares me a little bit. Not going to look into it too closely because these are obviously bullet points. They're using as
Mhm.
few words as possible to convey what's happening. And so I'm not freaking out. Not freaking out, but I might at some point. So I think that but to your point, the quarters are good. I think we've got about 5 or 6 months uh, in front of us here, where we've got some pretty well established milestones that are going to occur that they've committed to, and then I would imagine that as Candy continues to find their foothold and an understanding of their demand and what their drops are going to look like, we will probably see an update on that 2023 and onward sometime this winter in terms of what they're prioritizing. At least I hope that that's the case. So with that,
Well, and
yeah, go ahead.
I could touch on that because there's been a lot of discussion about the roadmap since it just came out earlier today. A lot of people agreeing with you that badges need to be more of a priority and they need to be a more broad thing that's not specifically tied to collections and challenges, but it's just an intrinsic part of those assets themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the roadmap getting updated over time, they haven't committed to anything just yet, but there is some discussion that they would like to have once or twice a month some way to revisit and kind of put out updates and changes to the roadmap. And so hopefully, if they're able to even do it once a month, that could maybe clarify those 2023 and onward positions
Yeah,
and give us more
once a
information
month
about
would be
those.
huge. That would be huge. That would be a ton of information in addition to the stuff that obviously we're going to be getting very, more detailed updates on as things are happening. So
Mhm.
yeah, any level of consistent update on a type of roadmap. Clearly, we're talking about it. This is interesting. This is what people want to know about, and that transparency is really important. So I'm sure that we will touch on other pieces of this as they get closer, become more real, or if we just have some reason that we want to talk about it. But we'll put the roadmap to rest at this point, and we'll finish off the show with some pack rips. You ready to rip some packs?
I'm ready to rip some packs. So I did complete the Player of the Month challenges. So they airdropped me 7 free packs. I'm only going to be ripping 3 today. I'll be ripping 1 from 4, 1 from 5, 1 from 6, and we're just gonna hope for the best. So we're just gonna jump right in here with 2022 Leadoff Series lineup 4. Offhand, I don't even know who I want from these packs. I don't have them as memorized as I did
You
when
want
we were
Devers.
first opening these packs.
You want Devers in this one.
Apparently, I want Devers. That way, I can gift it to Nate sometime next year. Let's. Okay, I had a I had a moment of fear there. It's been a while, and we got a rare in the first pack. So already, that's better than just the standard 2 uncommons. The first core is going to be Garrett Whitlock, Red Sox. Maybe this is the Red Sox pack. Second core is going to be Dom Nunez, the Rockies. Third core, Josh Donaldson for the Yankees. Uncommon is Ryan O'Hearn for the Royals. And the rare, Josh Hader.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't think he hasn't had his Titan yet, right?
That's what I need to double check.
I don't think he has.
So I'm just gonna
be a
leave these
decent
here
hit.
because, but yeah, that rare hit, by itself could be more valuable than me having sold that pack.
Yeah.
And so that's a good pull. But on to lineup number 5. Gonna unwrap, and again, I'm not sure who I want here. It's been a long time, several months. And we got a standard pack. So 2 uncommons in this one. First core, Jason Castro for the Astros. Second core, Raimel Tapia for the Blue Jays. Third core, Avisail Garcia for the Marlins. The first uncommon is Nick Castellanos. Nick from the Phillies.
Nick Castellanos.
That's the one. And the second is Domingo Herman, starting pitcher for the Yankees.
Not sure if Castellanos has had his Titan yet. The Hater Rare is a $20 card.
So far. But if his Titan hasn't come up, then I'll be waiting until his Titan day if I'm going to decide what I want to do with that.
Yeah. And then the Castellano uncommon floor of $7 right now.
Okay. So this one was not as good as the last pack, but it was free. I'll take it. And last, lineup number 6. Lineup number 6 does have the most potential to be a big winner because that's what we've been seeing week in and week out with those Titans, is those lineup number 6 players have the fewest minted and have been the most valuable. Let's see what we got. Another rare.
All right, 2 for 3 on rare is not bad.
That's solid. First core, gonna be Taylor Rogers for the Padres.
I really hope Candy comes up with a way to use this opening animation and show the cereal. We need to combine the two versions and have it be the best of both worlds.
Second core is Jesse Winker for the Mariners.
Nice.
I think his Titan Day is still coming.
Yep.
Third core, Jake Cousins for the Brewers. The uncommon, Austin Meadows for the Tigers.
All right, something big. End it with a bam.
Anyone who still has a Titan coming.
Oh, nice.
Is he still coming too?
I think so. Did he
Titan,
already go?
Right?
Oh, he has a Titan for sure.
Well then,
that's your best hit right there. That's a $55 card.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Also, I said hit it with a bam, and that's definitely not a saying. It's go out with a bang. So,
well,
we'll just bleep that out.
Either way, it worked. So I'm gonna be looking at these a little more closely.
Nice
just
hit.
To see what I'm working with as far as the upcoming Titans are concerned. But
Check
but
that.
I'm happy with that.
Check that Wainwright serial. Wait,
Let's
I'll
yeah.
jump back in here.
Let's refresh this.
I'm just
I
curious.
like being able to do by recent.
There's actually only 2 active listings for a Wainwright rare right now, 55 and 54.
Well, I got serial number 13, so,
Nice.
so some luck there.
All right.
Not the jersey, but nice and low.
Yeah,
That'll at least help it be more attention grabbing if I list it for sale.
for sure. Nice.
No other serials standing out. No perfects, no jerseys, no single digits. But overall, 3 solid packs, 2 rares. Can't complain.
2 rares and a Wainwright. Take it. Appreciate you sharing that with us. And but yeah, I think that's all we got. It's a fun week. We didn't even touch on Titans. There's too much else to talk about. Titans continue. Keep burning your Titans. We're having fun with it. I grabbed a couple more this week. David's still waiting for his Giants, as has been stated. But my name is Nate. That's David. This is the Talking Candy weekly update. We appreciate you being here, and we will see you in the next one.